We're Andy and Sherry, nomadic storytellers currently driving along the Alaska Highway. And today I've got a story from the small town of Fort Nelson, British Columbia that I guarantee you won't find anywhere else on the internet. We're finally here on the Alaska Highway. There really is so much beauty here and so many things to do. We want you to be able to come along and enjoy it with us. But let's face it, do we really need another YouTube video on the beauty of Liard Hot Springs or the quirkiness of the Signpost Forest? I'm going to show you something today that very few people have ever seen. Sherry, a talented writer, logically starts her story from the town of Dawson Creek, the launching point of many a Klondike pilgrimage.
After 10 months and over 17,000 miles of driving Walter, our big yellow adventure truck, around the United States, Mexico, and Canada, we had finally arrived at mile 0, Dawson Creek, British Columbia. It was time to finally start our Pan-American adventure.
But my story picks up 300 miles west of Dawson Creek, in the friendly little town of Fort Nelson, British Columbia. On the hunt for a good story to tell, we rolled up to the visitor center, where two energetic and helpful staff gave us some creative ideas on where and how to connect with some locals.
Like going to the Friday night community dinner at the golf course, or reaching out on the town's Facebook page, and even camping on the river. But the best suggestion was going the next morning to the Elks Lodge, where the town's farmers market is held each weekend.
This is where I met Ian Sparshoe, quiet and practical guy who, as we were soon to find out, has one very secret and quirky passion. Ian was curious about our lifestyle and graciously invited us to come see his property and the mystery he keeps there, a mystery relatively few people have ever seen. It's not every day we wander into a stranger's barn on their remote wilderness property, but something told me that we were in for a unique experience.
I started when I was 17 collecting things.
Okay.
And I always said it was my retirement fund.
Okay, I love it.
And
Wow, look in here.
and who would think in the middle of nowhere in somebody's backyard you would
A
have
museum of things. As our eyes adjusted to the light, we were immediately overwhelmed with the sheer volume of fascinating artifacts. From gas masks to baby buggies, marbles to milk jugs, ice skates to license plates, replicas of tractors, toy trains, and Hot Wheels cars still new in box. Signs, toys, and telephones were just a few of the carefully presented treasures just waiting to be admired. Ian, you started this when you were real little.
17. I started with this. This here is a captain's chair.
Okay, now you're talking to a woodworker, so...
Yeah, okay, this is a captain's chair. And at 17, it was already 100 years old. I'm 66 now. And it came off the sailing ship and I bought it in Victoria. This is my grandfather's cane, my great-grandfather's cane, and my great-great-grandfather's cane.
Grandfather's cane, great-grandfather's cane, and great-great-grandfather's cane.
Yes.
Man, good for you for just preserving the stories and the history here.
His collections were truly impressive, but the more we looked and listened, the more we realized Ian himself is the treasure.
This is my grandfather, and this is in Italy during World War II.
Okay.
They built this oven because most people, you know, we figure whatever, well, they were starving because the rations don't come through or whatever during the war.
Wow.
So they built this and they made pigeon pies to live on.
And that's it.
That's his hat.
Whoa.
And I do have his leather dog tag because he was missing in action.
His personal passion for documenting the passage of time far surpasses the value of the items themselves.
The amazing part is that this radio here is a phone, telephone, and Morse code.
Okay.
The booklet's there for it, and that's what they would talk to the B-52 bombers or the Lancasters with from the land. Here's one of your first mobile phones, 8 D-cell batteries.
Whoa, look at that.
I collected telephones for a while.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then well, you could go on forever.
Yeah, right, because the...
So that was the end of that. and then radios.
So you get tired of when, you know, or you're like, I've gotten enough of that and I want to focus on something else.
You know, like then your radios. There's one there. There's you know, radios. I mean, the craftsmanship and the work and everything that's done in these things are amazing.
That is fabulous. Oh, look at all the phones, the iterations of what used to be modern phones down there.
Yeah, well, they're answering machines with the cassettes, the wireline when people, your wireline phones.
Wow.
Some of it is kind of hard to get. Some of it, people seen that I collect things, so they added to it. Like I say, there's more radios, and then from that to cameras. Well, the cameras led to movie projectors, to VCRs, to reel-to-reel tapes.
And you say most everything in here works, or at least when you had it, it worked?
It should work. Everything should work. Now, this projector, it looks kind of funny. Well, you would have to open them up, and you would have to fill the kerosene lantern
lamp as a projector,
and light the lamp. This is its chimney.
Okay, for the kerosene smoke, and the light.
And then you would have your lens that you would put in to focus it.
Yeah.
And now, I don't like taking these out, but
yeah, be careful.
I have the box, but they're so far back, they're glass slides. There's one that's broken in the set, but other than that, it's complete.
As Ian meticulously shared his collection with us piece by piece, I wondered to myself, what happened to his collection when he's gone? So few people even know this museum exists. Even fewer truly recognize the meticulous, well-researched process that has gone into his displays. And no one understands the cultural and historical significance of these items like Ian himself.
My books go back quite a ways. I have a blue ribbon cookbook that's I think it's 1896, but it also tells you how many squirrels you need for a block party.
Tells you what?
How many squirrels you need for a block party.
His brain captures details better than the Encyclopedia Britannica, and he synthesizes all this information as well as a Smithsonian Museum curator. And yet, Ian is just a simple blue-collar worker living a solitary life with his beloved bird dogs on the rural outskirts of a tiny and remote Canadian town.
I don't like the clock spring on it to wear out, or you know, because it's like a clock or whatever. After a while,
only do what you're comfortable with.
Oh, that's fine. It plays quite well. Now this here is the March of the Toys.
Okay.
Is what it is. Now I don't have it 100% set or whatever, so you'll have to bear with the noise. Also, to turn the volume up on this thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's half volume.
That's full volume.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Well.
Okay, this will be a treat. Sure enough. That is amazing. So is this more like the treble and the bass, basically?
No, it's just a speaker, but it's just that when you open it up,
It resonates through the cabinet.
it amplifies it. But I'd say I don't have it 100% set, but for what I want to do or show someone, it's fine enough. He doesn't get hit with that.
I originally set out to tell the story of our visit to see such a quirky collection of things, and what a contrast it was to our own story as minimalists who own only the essentials as we roll down the road in our big yellow truck. But the bigger story is Ian, the quirky collector himself. While we live out our dreams of owning very little and living in the moment, he is quietly living out his dream of preserving pieces of history that would otherwise be lost.
Yeah, I still get things, not that I want to. I still collect hockey cards to an extent.
Okay. I assume you're a big hockey fan?
No,
Oh,
I've never watched a hockey game.
okay. But you have a bunch of cards?
Yeah, well, it's like this when you collect things. This one here is Wayne Gretzky's rookie card. It's graded 5s. I have, of course, Gordie Howe signed card. Another Gordie Howe card. Then they're graded. Now all the top cards, except the Gordie Howes, but are rookies, and they're all goalies. I'm a goalie fan. And some of them, they go back to the era of Tony Esposito, which is down there, Patrick Waugh, all of them. It's a piece of hockey stick from the goalie.
Oh, look at that.
You have a piece of the glove from the goalie. And you have sign, like that's why I say that's why they're one of ones, because you cannot, there's no way to duplicate them.
So of the things that you've collected, do you find it because it's something you are currently interested and passionate about, or are you looking for them as a collectible type thing? Like, what is their motivation in your collections at this point?
I don't know.
Really? Okay.
It's just, telephones, they were cool.
Yeah.
And I started collecting them, and then I came across a payphone, and I mean, you know, a rotary dial payphone. And then I was looking into them, and I thought, well, I'd like to get a candlestick phone. Well, to find a true candlestick phone that in today's time, you can find commercial ones that, you know, are made to work.
Right.
Now this is your first candlestick phone. Well, what do you mean, why is that? Well, when it went from there, it went to there with the rotary.
With the rotary.
Yeah, and to find them, it's quite something.
Fantastic.
This is upstairs.
Yeah, this is upstairs. I take that as a bit of a warning that there's a little more to come.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go check it out. So you went to Cuba and Thailand, you said?
And Japan.
Japan. China? You went to
China was China
2013?
2-3. When I went to Arizona, getting off the plane, my biggest thing that I saw when I got off the plane was
Poisonous snakes and insects inhabit the area. I love it.
so I didn't know if I wanted to get back on the plane.
Well, that's like, you know, people coming out here, grizzly bears and black bears, and there's always something to be fearful of, right?
Yeah, I mean Australia, snakes, spiders,
yep.
whatever. If you have a respect for it, then it's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Is this a yo-yo?
Yep.
That is the biggest yo-yo I've ever seen.
You go ahead.
Is that okay?
I don't know if you can do the walk the dog or around the world. I wouldn't really do around the world.
I've never done anything with a yo-yo this big, but let's see what I got. I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. Well, it works. You said everything works. That's awesome. That is a big yo-yo. Where did you get this yo-yo from?
In my travels.
Okay. Wow, look at that. Okay, here we go.
I have the Singer sewing machine. That's salesman's copy. Of course, they wouldn't want to bring the whole thing, right?
Yeah. Wow, look at that. I can see where that would be a fabulous, like, collector's item because it's so unique.
Well,
so
anything
special.
salesman like that, I think it would be.
Yeah.
You know, I have dogs, monks, lanterns. The one over there is an ice cream maker.
Uh-huh.
There's the shoe trees. Some of the shoes are family. These here, my grandfather made for my mother.
Really?
Yes.
From Daddy. Wow, and the baby shoe.
The Jacobs binocular, which are here, which came from England, which the surveyors would have used here on to survey the Alaska Highway when they built it. My Lily.
Yeah, that looks just like her.
Oh,
I painted it.
oh, okay.
No, both hands.
Oh, both hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super. Like a cast
Yeah. And door stopper.
door stopper.
Yeah.
And so you saw that and you said, that is
I cleaned it
my
up
dog,
and then I
you
painted it
up
and
to look
made,
like her.
yeah, made my Lily. Yeah.
Amazing.
A person could spend a lot of time lingering over such a display of treasured relics in this by invitation only museum, but the magic of this well-preserved private anthology of the past is experiencing it with this patient man who lovingly created and curated it, and who plays docent for the occasional guests fortunate enough to visit.
I just inherited these books. They're written in 1905. They're on steam engineering of the train.
So a set.
Just steam engineering. Now, every one of the books, this one, it just happens I can find this right away, but they all have the breakdown. One of them actually has every piece to the steam engine itself, the train, yeah.
Look at that, fantastic.
The history that you can get out of something sometimes, I have some in the house. They're written in 1921 of the Franklin expedition.
Okay.
They're trying to find the Mackenzie North, the Mackenzie Waterway.
Okay,
I
yeah.
have them, and they're written back in 1921. For me, I like that part of the history because it's the freshest.
Yeah. Oh,
You need an iron?
There's a lot to be. Yeah. No. Wow. Look at how frilly this iron is here.
That's what they call trivet. It's a trivet. Is what the iron sits on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought that was part of the iron.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that
no.
keeps the heat off of
Yeah.
the table. Yeah. that makes sense.
You don't
Yeah.
find too many. This one's a gas powered one, eh?
A gas iron.
Yeah. What they would call white gas.
Yeah, that's like a little Coleman lantern right there.
Yes.
A little
And
gas and they can heat that iron up. Clever.
After touring the barn, Ian invited us into his house to see the Holy of Holies, his massive collection of all things Titanic.
The hallway here is Titanic.
Okay, this is your love for Titanic. So tell me a little bit more about this.
Oh, there is just so much about the Titanic. What I would like to do is build something like what you have. I would like to go and see the icebergs and the Titanic Museum in Newfoundland.
And so how did this love of the Titanic start for you?
I don't know. It just was something. These here are they're cards.
Okay.
Like a union card. I don't know how to explain it. You have to have your card. Like we have to have a criminal check or whatever.
Okay, so this was like on the backside had all your identification information.
This here is certificate of seaworthiness for the Titanic after its sea trials. Its first sea trials before it actually had passengers.
Ian, how did you
You
how did you
have
get all
newspaper
these things?
articles there.
But you have
There's letters here. There's this is not all of it. These are the books I was telling you about that are written in 1912. No, this one here is what you would buy. This is the salesman's copy. The salesman would come around door to door
Talking
and he would
about
say, here, okay, how many people are buying it or whatever.
Wow.
Can I have your $5 or $15 or whatever it costs for it? It's the actual coal from the Titanic. These are all books on it. This here is passenger and crew list of everybody who was on the Titanic.
Okay.
As you can see, I collected dictionaries for a while.
Sure.
School books going back. Some of them have King George in it. So one of the dictionaries, this one here, would have been one that my grandfather carried through the Second World War with him, all the way through the war. This here was one my mom had at school. Yeah.
I love that so many of these pieces are part of your family's history.
Vancouver Island is a big thing of our family. The Empress Hotel in Victoria. My grandparents, great-grandparents owned the land. And it was bought off of them for nothing, basically. I have all the documented paperwork for it all.
Oh, wow. Ian, first of all, thank you for letting us come to your house, for inviting us to your place to show us all the things that you cherish here, the history that you have put your life and soul and heart into actually curating and caring for. This is a piece of life that is really neat for us to see, because as people who have become minimalists, we've cut out so much history, and your dream here has been to honor it and to connect it, and
Boy, we're almost polar opposites, aren't we?
we really
Like,
respect
think about
that.
what you've got here. This is all we own.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
No.
And that's
Are you
part-
happy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are you enjoying yourself?
absolutely.
Then that is all that matters. Really.
That's
Right.
true.
And
This is our dream,
yes,
and this is your dream.
and you come from a long ways to see something like this.
Yeah.
To me, that's a joy because you got to see it instead of rushing through, taking a moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
When we started traveling, it was so easy just to be about taking the next picture in the next tourist spot. Our goal is to learn, and you've shared so much here, and we were able to learn a lot. I'm wondering if you had like one final thing you would want to share with us, as we are also to share with people that listen and follow us.
I would like to see people take a little bit more time to enjoy life. It's short, and to have compassion and humility for other people. Like there's not enough of that in today's time.
I'm just struck that there's something special here. And for me, like, we came out to, do the Alaskan highway, almost like it's a notch in our belt, to experience something. But I'm just so quickly learning that we can't just do things to check off a list because it's something to do. We need to be humble enough to like immerse ourselves in why this place is special. And I think you're part of that.
Thank you.